So we're here today at ISNTD D3 and we're really delighted to be joined by you, Maria Clara Echeverry from the University of Colombia. And I was wondering if you could give us a few words about the research you're currently undertaking and perhaps why you're here today.
Okay, thank you. I'm an originally a physician, and after that I did a PhD on molecular biology on infectious diseases. So kind of field work and lab work together. Currently I am working on leishmania. In Colombia we got more cutaneous leishmaniasis than visceral leishmaniasis. So indeed we have a huge outbreak during the last 10 years, let's say. Now it's coming down, and I'm working on treatment. At this very moment I'm concentrating on resistance to antimoniate, and of course looking for new drugs in this disease.
And what would you say were some of the main drivers of this recent outbreak?
Well, because as many people from the field know, the situation with war is always related to huge outbreaks in leishmaniasis. We are seeing right now that is happening at the Middle East between Syria and Lebanon. And in Colombia during, let's say, during the 90s and at the beginning of the current century, the intensity of the war increased. So due to that, we have many people moving around, people in arms, moving around the country, and also due to these illegal crops like coca crops, or also related to mining. The people have to go to the forest. So the people go to the forest, got leishmaniasis there, and start moving around and taking the parasites outside to the forest. So the outbreak was really huge due to that circumstances. Nowadays it's coming down because the intensity of the war is also coming down.
That's brilliant news, and certainly within our immediate network here at the ISNTD, we've been working quite closely with Dr. Walid Al-Salam from Saudi Arabia, looking at leishmaniasis in conflict areas in the Middle East. We've also been in touch with Temi Sunioto from ITM Antwerp, who was looking at the same set of circumstances in Somalia, for example. So would you say that the link between conflict and disease is intensifying now? Or is it simply that we've just put a lot more attention to the detail of what happens during conflicts?
Well, that's an interesting question. The thing is that maybe now the conflicts involve more people and bigger areas that at the end of the previous century. I mean, the scale of the conflict is bigger, is why I think that could be one of the reasons why we are focusing on these facts. And also, I think now people are more conscious about the social determinants of the diseases, so could be a mix of the reasons that you are giving.
And so your approaches to tackling these outbreaks and also drug discovery in this area, is it very much focused at your university, or are you working in a wider consortium or looking for such partnerships worldwide? What's your approach at the moment?
I always looking for wide approach and trying to do some collaboration with people that are developing the drugs, if it is what you mean. Yeah, so because for the huge tradition of basic research in countries like this, I'm sure that here is where the drugs are going to be discovered. I'm pretty sure. But of course we would like to be part of that, and we would like to conduct proper clinical research, clinical studies in our countries. So yeah, I'm looking for the cooperation between the two parts of the development.
Mhm. And has coming to something like ISNTD today been quite useful in
Indeed,
learning about
yes.
new groups?
Yeah, because as you maybe notice, this meeting is not focused on the science, the type of meeting that we used to be, because we are more concentrated always in the molecule and how it works. This meeting is more open mind and have somebody as important as Alan Fairland, for example, here, who really discovered the ways in leishmania and trips. Also talking about how to develop drugs is some kind of inspiration in a way, and also you can think and think that you don't realize because most of the time you are concentrated or with your patient or with your lab. So here all this stuff about industry and private sector and investment, so it's refreshing indeed.
Especially as the field is moving very fast at the
Exactly.
moment, and models and collaboration kind of frameworks are changing rapidly. So what are kind of your goals now in the near or medium term? Hopefully we'll hear some updates from your group soon, and I was just wondering what we should kind of look towards.
We are looking for resistant markers in leishmaniasis. So something that maybe was a bit approached yesterday is we need to be able to be aware of the resistance before it comes. So is the I mean, like kind of how to say that word, surveillance the field before the outbreak or the resistance outbreak comes.
Absolutely, and I think it was quite interesting also bringing in the vector control kind of
course
approach to that, and
definitely,
you know,
definitely. At the beginning of my career, I used to feel confused in this field because as a physician, we have extremely dispersed interest. So you are interested in the vector, you are interested in the patient, you are interested in the lab. So at the beginning, I was really confused because most of my colleagues coming from chemical background or biological background, they were very focused. But nowadays I realize that this dispersion is indeed very important to be able to set some responses of the disease.
Well, Maria Clara, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
It's been great hearing more about what your group is doing at the moment, and hopefully please do keep in touch and share with us some of your future progress in the field.
Quite sure I will. Thanks a lot.
Okay.